into the leaders through turn 12, then through turn 13, the fast right-handers here that bring you towards turn 15 and then ultimately turn 16. 3 consecutive really fast right-handers, pretty much full gas on these Honda 250 NSFR machines. Ogiwara still keeping close tabs on Pratama. Get them round 4 laps to go in the 2023 season once they round this final corner. Pratama, though, looks like he's just built a little bit of an advantage, not too much to worry about, but I think Ogiwara will just get tucked up into the slipstream and use it to great effect. Just claw back a tenth or two down the home straight. As a reminder, they've just clocked through it there with 4 laps to go. The finish line has been moved back several hundred metres from the end of the straight towards the start of the straight, which, Fran, does make a bit of a difference in terms of last lap and coming out the final corner. You used to want to probably be second or maybe even third to get a double slipstream, but nowadays you want to be coming out the final corner in the lead with at least a tenth in hand.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's an interesting conundrum now, isn't it? I think I've used the word conundrum on today's broadcast more than I ever have before in my life. It's obviously my official word of the day. But yeah, it's an interesting decision now that you have to make, especially on these smaller machines where that slipstream is worth so much, where you do position yourself going into the final corner. And it's not just about that either. You've also got to get it right, whichever position you decide you think you can make work. So yeah, definitely something to look out for, especially after these guys have already had one crack at it yesterday as well. They do have that experience under their belts now, but I don't know. I think in the end it'll mostly come down to send it and see.
Absolutely, and sending it on the last lap was Pratama because he just set the fastest lap of the race at 2:11.3. Ogiwara at 2:11.4, just over a tenth slower, and then the only other riders really in the the only other rider in the 2 minutes 12, a second down, was Takahira. That's Ahmed Dar Wizzy, the Malaysian rider who has crashed. Can't quite make out where that is. Potentially at turn 1, is that Fran? Can't quite see.
Let's have a look now then.
He's not crashed. He's had a bit of a mechanical, unfortunately, as the number 17. So not the way he would have liked to have ended the season. It was turn 1, so
good eye.
The bike has unfortunately just said no more towards the end of the front straight. So
this is interesting though. That is disappointing, obviously, for him. Bit of a heartbreaker. But this duel is interesting because, like you said, Pratama set that fastest lap and Ogiwara was a tenth off it. But now the number 16 looks closer than he has been for quite some time. And as you can see, tucked up much earlier on the straight this time, and even pulling out the slipstream as well. Not needing it to get back on terms with Pratama, but actually needing to kind of move out the way so that he's not running into the back of the number 7. Absolutely glued together, these two now, and it's 3 laps to go, so it's 2 more after this one they've just started, and these two as well still close as ever in the duel for third.
Yeah, 2 fantastic battles playing out here with 3 laps to go. This is the fight for the final podium of the race and of the season in P3. Adaki needs all the points he can get to try and finish in second in the overall standings. Dazawa isn't in that fight, not had a win this season, unless something happens at the front. It's not going to happen, unfortunately, in the final race of the season for Azar, but he'll be desperate to stand on the podium and not just benefit from a rider's crash in front of him. As I said, he was disappointed yesterday to be handed the podium in the way that he did. He was massively frustrated that he couldn't go with the leaders. This is a replay then through turn 15, and once again, as he has done at least 2 or 3 times now in this race,
not just him,
just running wide.
To be fair, not just him, everyone except the number 16. But yeah, that's interesting then, and certainly for Ogiwara that will give him some heart as he sticks behind the number 7, seeing that there are those little mistakes here and there, nothing major, and again number 7 managed to gather it up, keep that race lead as well, and no harm done. But yeah, just a little bit scrappier from a few riders today, and surprisingly including our already reigning champion. So Ogiwara still looking, like you say, he looks relaxed, doesn't he? The number 16 looks like it's not, bit of a bubble there as well, looks like it's not costing him too much to just stay with Pratama at the moment, and we don't have that many kilometres now to go. I think this is going to go right to the wire here, unless maybe if Ogiwara thinks he's even got more speed, maybe he'll make a move and then really try and pull out a few tenths.
Interesting to see what Ogiwara does here. We've not said this often at all this season, but Pratama, out of the 2 at the front, or whoever's been at the front, looks the more flustered. He looks like like he's trying a little bit harder to set the lap times he is compared to the number 16 of Ogiwara. Ogiwara then tucked up in the slipstream, pulls to the outside. Pratama going a little bit defensive, but will make his way across to the racing line. Not this time around for Ogiwara. Late on the brakes, a little bit close for comfort, but all under control. Pratama a little bit wide, but he'll pull it back to a late apex. Now then, in the race for P3, Adaki currently holds it from Ozawa. This is changing lap by lap, but watch out for Takahira on the number 9 machine. He is closing in.
Yeah,
what was the
really
last
quickly
lap
as
time
well.
they set? Takahira was, nearly a second faster than the duo ahead of him. So I'm not sure if Ozawa and Adaki would miss something between the pairing. Potentially we have, because they are overtaking each other, lap by lap, corner by corner. And I think that was Adaki going up the inside of Ozawa at turn 4. But we focus back upon the leaders. A fascinating fight for the final podium spot playing out. But with 1.5 laps to go, it's still Pratama from Ogiwara. Where is Ogiwara going to make his move, Fran?
It's going to be an interesting one to watch, isn't it? Because like we said, the number 16 looks pretty chill there in second place. But yeah, really great final charge then from Takahira. Let's see if he can really get into that battle and take a spot on the podium. Yeah, he's right with them now. It's the number 9 with the orange helmet, that's Takahira. So he's made up an awful lot of distance so quickly on this duo. Let's see what he's got now then, because time is running out to try and get past 2 riders. But for sure, they've got another shot down the slipstream soon. Maybe he can make that work for him. And if he's able to keep this pace up as well, should be able to gap them. And he's going for a 2-in-1.
Oh, what a move.
Thanks and bye. Lovely stuff there from Takahira then. Just obviously really in that rhythm, just has a bit more speed, arrives on the scene, immediately makes that move. Let's see now if he can get the hammer down and keep them behind him then. But at the front, it's as you were. Some nice high-speed chest today, isn't it, from these two? And all close to the edge, but not over it this time from the number 7 of Pratama. This is it then. Here we go.
Last lap time in the Age of Talent Cup for 2023. Pratama takes a different line on the outside down the front straight, trying to break the slipstream of Ogiwara. Ogiwara not quite able to do it down into turn 1. That's the first passing manoeuvre done, but there is plenty on this Losail International Circuit. Pratama a little bit squirrely on the exit there, and it's a 3-way fight for the final podium spot. Adaki holds it into turn 1. Takahira demotes from P3 to P5 in a matter of a couple of corners. Remember, Takahira is after his first podium since the opening round in Malaysia. He so desperately wants that podium, does the number 9, but so does Adaki and so does Ozawa.
Yeah, absolutely. So then Takahira wasn't able to make that gap, certainly enough to fend them off in the slipstream. So let's see what the number 9 has got on the rest of the last lap. But at the front then, oh, yeah, that looked like it could be a move on, but not quite. Ogiwara still in that second place. Is he waiting? Has he not been able to find that gap? What do we think is going to happen in this duel? The number 16 has some big decisions to make here, because at least as the leader, yes, you got to make sure the door's shut, but you've also mainly just got to put in the cleanest, fastest lap you possibly can.
I think it's all going to come down to the final corner, Fran. As we mentioned, the finish line is much closer. The battle for third rages on. The finish line is much closer to turn 16. If you make a lunge up the inside at the final corner and manage to get a decent run out of the final corner, you're going to win the race. Takahira very close to Ozawa on the inside there at turn 9 into turn 10. Another passing place has been and gone. It's currently Adaki from Ozawa from Takahira in the podium fight. Takahira just wide on the exit. That might have cost him time, but here we go then. The leaders are through turns 11 and 12. This is turn 14 and this is turn 15, where Pratama's made a few mistakes already this race, but no mistakes as of yet through turn 15 for Ozawa. Keeps it on the straight and narrow, but this is turn 16, the last lap of the last race of the season. Ogiwara diving up the inside. No, not quite this time around. Now it's all about who can get the power down and get it on the run to the line. Pratama just keeps it inside on the black stuff. Pratama, is he going to win? Break the slipstream. Ogiwara tries, but it is Pratama for the 9th time this season who wins in the Age of Talent Cup. What a race between the top 2, and this is the podium fight for Ozawa currently leading it. Adaki and Takahira close. Ozawa pulls to the outside. Who's going to win? I think it's going to be Adaki who wins the fight for third place. It is Adaki.